Hey everyone, welcome to ZEN and TECH, our weekly podcast focused on centering your inner geek and using technology to help you deal with the stresses of your connected life. I'm Rene, and your host for the show is Georgia. Before we begin, I just want to remind you that while Georgia is a therapist, she's not your therapist. Everything said or implied on this episode is for informational and entertainment purposes only, and shouldn't in any way be taken as a replacement for personal, professional care. Georgia, how are you?
I'm good.
Wait, there's someone between us. You've brought us a guest.
You have, and it's a guest who's very in need of a therapist right now after the day I've had.
What
exercising, posting half-naked photos of myself or videos of myself on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
My life is going to be different forever now. That's it.
Yeah, so tell us about this video. You are doing topless jazzercise, I've heard. That's what Twitter is telling me.
Jazz? No. It's the sexy and I know it workout. It's the latest trend in workout programs and diets. Basically, you just take the song Sexy and I Know It, you put it on repeat, you go in the gym, and then you dance and work out until you can't dance and work out anymore. And occasionally, you set up a few cameras in there to record video from different angles, which you can then splice together to make ridiculous fun of yourself and hopefully get people to laugh. I mean, that was my goal. I want people to laugh.
Be bold.
It was great. Like, Kevin, okay. And I don't mean to be so deadpan serious, but that was an awesome video. Plus, like, what awesome amount of fun and guts you have to do it, to post a video. He takes off his shirt and anything else. I'm not going to say. You got to watch the video.
It's really mean of you to start making fun.
Great self-esteem and how cool for everyone else that wants to go out in there. I think it's amazing. Like, kudos to
Georgia, the only thing I just heard you say was you've got lots of guts, and that's exactly what I'm trying to lose this month is lots of guts. So I'm come on here, take it easy on me. I've got the passion. I want to commit, but I don't want to have lots of guts. I want to have minimal guts.
This is Kevin 3.0.
I think my firmware is now upgraded to like 4.6 by now. Nice. I need to go like BlackBerry style, just jump a few levels and go
Kevin 10.
Kevin 10. Screw it. Kevin 11. Then it rhymes.
Can we back up for a minute 11. And just let's get everyone up to speed. We were sitting around in Las Vegas after CES, after we gorged ourselves on creme brulee French toast and other assorted decadences. And just
Rene, wait, I gotta just clarify. After I ate my breakfast, I then finished your breakfast.
Yes.
Oh.
And we wanted to, and you and Phil and Adam, who is a heck of an instigator, decided that we needed to do something to motivate ourselves to get up off our apps and get working.
I love that. Get us up off our apps. Perfect.
I censored it.
Maybe we should rebrand the contest. That's kind of brilliant. Get off your apps month.
So I guess the question we have for you, Georgia, and the reason we brought Kevin on is we want to be successful at this. We don't want this to be one of those things where we start off with really good intentions, we make amazing viral internet videos, and then a week later we're back on the donut diet.
I like that. And deep fried chicken.
Yeah.
Deep fried chicken. Well, the big difference about doing something and letting everyone know in comparison to doing it and you're the only one that knows is that we're going to have a whole bunch of pressure from people to make sure that we keep it up and we can talk about it. Like the amount of, like doing it as a group, having other people supporting you, talking about things, talking about different apps and how your day went is a huge motivator and why people will often work out more at a gym because people are watching them and talking about things and they're in that atmosphere in comparison to doing it solo. So that's why one of the reasons why we decided to do this as a, whole mobile nations extravaganza. It's like the fitness month, get fit, so that you'll keep some good habits hopefully too. So one is just, getting everyone together and letting them know what are you going to do.
And Kevin is a hell of a motivator, if I can say that.
What did I do that was motivating? How come I can motivate others but not myself?
You have an incredible energy. I mean, you made that video, dude. I mean, you have incredible energy. It's almost infectious.
I hope it lasts like to a ripe old age, though. Maybe it's all gonna like phase out and drop dead in 3 years. I hope not. Knock on laptop.
A case of Krispy Kreme FedEx to Zeiss just to get him off on a good start.
You know what's funny? The first time I ever went to Las Vegas in my life, since we're talking about Vegas and donuts, 'cause I have to tell a story. How long is this podcast?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay, it might go a little longer today because that's what happens when I start talking. First time I went to Vegas, university student still. Started a company while in university, actually. Medical company. It was like a school project turned legit, raised money, all that kind of thing. went to a medical trade show in Vegas. So long before CES or CTIA, I was at the American Society of Anesthesiologists, set up with a booth talking to people. Me and one of my buddies were there. And we had a couple of the older guys, but me and my buddy, we had like no money. We were like, like student loan debt, credit cards racked, launching a company, putting everything on the line. All we ate for the entire week was Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh my God.
And it was like, we stayed at the Excalibur. We stayed at the Excalibur. There was like this little, Krispy Kreme wasn't even in Canada yet, right? So we were pretty excited to have the opportunity to eat Krispy Kremes. And every day we just bought a box or 2 boxes, and we just kept eating Krispy Kremes for literally 5 days. And that basically was probably the beginning of the end, because before that I was in quite good shape.
Really?
So this is my goal. We're talking goals. I would like to get back to my 2001, 176 pounds, probably 14% body fat.
You want to fit in your skinny jeans.
Pretty muscular, pretty lean, but not like one of those guys who looks like all they want to do is work out. I want to look like I'm fit without like looking like a guy who just wants to work out, because that's not really a good look anymore. That's done.
And that
was 2008.
What's your goal, Georgia? I'll get to mine, but what's your goal?
For mine, it's mostly toning. Like I would like to tone up a little bit. If I lost 3 or 5 pounds, that would be totally cool. But I would like to, gain a little bit more strength. And, so mine's mostly strength and toning.
So you're going to be like
just
Xena.
Kind of feel fit. And I would like to increase my cardio definitely as well. That would be nice.
See, for me, I used to do jujitsu like quite frequently, but with all the travel and stuff like that, I went grappling today, and I could barely last 45 minutes. It was just pathetic. And I was all, like painful afterwards. I want to get back, because you're blogging every day, Kevin, there's always a story coming up. Like you're trying to get to the gym and then immediately a story breaks, or, your boss calls you on Skype and asks you why you're not working harder. I want to make a deliberate attempt to set aside either right at the beginning of the day or right at the end of the day so I don't miss it, and just work out again for the fun and de-stressing and everything benefits that comes from working out.
Yeah, I think part of it too, and Georgia, maybe you can give some scientific backup on this, is for me, it's always been a time of day thing. And I'm a morning person. Like I need to wake up early and work out. And if I don't do it first thing in the morning, basically just take the day off, and hope to eat healthy is my goal. Because come afternoon or evenings, it's gone for me. Like I need to wake up 6 a.m., drink some water and do it. It'll start slow for 5 minutes. And then after that, I could go for a long time. But, we're always working pretty early, right? So for me, I'm getting up at, I need to get up at before 6 o'clock. So I'm at my office by 6:30, 6:45, which is where I have my home gym thing in my home office. And then I can do it. But, if I even look at a computer, it throws me off. That's one thing I have to train myself to do is we're talking about using our mobile devices to get healthy here. And for me, one of my biggest things is I need to avoid the distractions. So I'll take a phone into the gym, but I need to be really conscious to like flip it over so I don't see the red light blinking, or else that's it. The workout will go away on me. So there's a fine balance, and that's my struggle that I don't quite know yet how to cope with is, embrace technology, but also be able to sort of avoid it when you need to, so you get the maximum focus out of what you're trying to do.
Right. I think that one of the main things, and I tell a lot of people to exercise, it's one of the main foundational things that I deal with since, I deal a lot of different things with anxiety and health and well-being. But if you enjoy what you're doing, like you intrinsically enjoy what you're doing. So I am not someone that would say like jogging. If jogging was part of my workout, I wouldn't do it. So I like to do things that are like sports or team building or like, fighting or martial arts, because I actually like the competition aspect. I like achieving something, not just doing 10 push-ups. I like to be able to learn a new technique. So that will keep me motivated, and I'll continue. And then you gain also that social construct of being part of a team, part of a club. And then you'll also have that push to do it with another person. I think that you're right, though, for the time of day. That does make a definite difference. If you are able to work out and you're someone that enjoys working out earlier, that will give you energy throughout the rest of the day, which will propel you onwards. I'm more of a night person. I don't like to get up early, so that wouldn't work for me. But it shouldn't be right before you go to sleep either, because then you have all of this adrenaline that's kind of running through your body, and then it's just not going to work. So it should be something that's fun. Like if you hate doing weights, but you want to muscle build, well, then do a sport that would do that
like
at the same time.
rock climbing or something.
I think the other thing too, my biggest challenge has always been, when I was in university, I had the same buddy who I ate donuts with. He was my workout partner, right? So, we had university classes that would start at 10 o'clock. Usually we'd schedule our classes like that. So we could go to the university gym and literally, 2 hours a day, 2.5 hours a day. And it was great. Like I enjoyed lifting weights, right? That was fun.
Right.
If you watch the video, there's a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger hanging on my wall. That's not a joke. That dude was my hero, right? Like that was the I read the entire encyclopedia of bodybuilding twice. Not that I want to be a bodybuilder, mainly just because I think I liked Arnold, and I was like, it was good. I wanted to learn everything, and that's always
Kevin
been my. No, but what's funny? That's always been my mentality all my life, right? Is I pick a topic and then I try to learn everything I can about it. And CrackBerry is the same reason. The reason I got into BlackBerry and that site started was because all of a sudden I had a BlackBerry and just became crazy about it to probably an unhealthy extent. Yet with bodybuilding,
That's a different show, Kev.
But what's weird? But with exercising, I feel like if I were to add up all the hours I put into it over the past decade, I should have results that are much further ahead. Because I think it's, I've put in the time, but I haven't always put in the smart time. Or then
or the consistency.
Or it's the eating, right? Like to me, it's eating. Like I like to eat, right? So if I worked out those 2 hours a day and ate healthy, I mean, the E for effort I put in, I should be, super ripped and lean. It's that I then kill it with, an F on eating, Burger King and Whoppers because I enjoy them. So
yeah.
Here's my question for you guys. So Zen and Tech, we have the behavioral stuff, the emotional stuff. We also have the technology stuff. Now, one of the big things we saw at CES too was that technology used to be for the nerds, and we had, our basic stuff, our power cables, our cases. But this year there was a huge e-health and e-fitness presence there. It's like we want to know what's next. We have the basics. We have our mobile devices. They know everything about us. They're with us. And we can use them for more than what they were traditionally used for. So there's tons of exercise apps and nutritional apps. Where do those fit in, George? Like Kevin said, can we use those not just to distract and stress us, but to actually make us better?
Yeah, you have to pick an app that really works for you. So an app that's just going to buzz me and then I'm supposed to go off and do something, it's not going to work because I'm going to be like, I'm in the middle of watching Spartacus.
Snooze.
I'm going to wait till later. I'm going to totally forget about it. You want something that makes, again, for me, I'll work for achievements, I'll work for, competition, I'll work for doing something that's fun or that I'm learning something. Or that it can give me, like the ones that you can track, like what you're eating, you can put it in, it can tell you kind of how many calories you're then. That can be fun and simple, but it has to be a lot less effort. Like if the technology is not making my workout easier or more fun, and it's actually stressing me and I feel like it's like breathing down my throat constantly, it's not going to be something that is going to work. I'm not going to use it.
And I think you've hit the big thing, right? It's having data and having real-time type of data is probably one of the most awesome things about the world today versus even a decade ago, right? Brought on by a lot of these mobile technologies and smarter things. And, right now I'm going to pull up my link to share with you. And I don't know, Rene, if you can pipe in links here. We'll put in the chat room for sure too. Let's see, share on social networks, share on.
Is this your Fitbit, Kevin?
No, I don't have I have a Fitbit, which I haven't started using yet. This is my.
Your Wi-Fi scale?
Here's the link. This is my Wi-Fi scale. So you are going to see exactly, what I'm weighing. Here, I'll just put it in there.
I'll add it in post.
And what I like about technology like this, which is just collecting data, it makes it easy though. So I all my life, I like standing on scales. I get the whole argument. It's not about weight. It's about how you feel and how your clothes fit and everything else. But I like having weight because it's a bit of a barometer. It's a measuring stick, if you start to fall off the bandwagon or you're on it. And with these kind of newer scales the last few years too, the Tanitas and these ones, they're doing their sort of body fat calculation, which again, it's not really accurate. You'd have to go for really proper professional testing to get an accurate assessment. But what I like is that it's consistent. So if it's out by a few percent, whatever, as long as you're always using it and using it at the same time of day, first thing in the morning, so your hydration levels are the same. It's a consistent number. So over time, you see how you're doing. And this is what I love, right? Because when I came home from Montreal 2 summers ago from Adam Zeiss's stag party, bachelor
his
party
poutine
weekend.
party.
His poutine party, but also that was my all-time heaviest in my life, right? Like I hit 205 or 7 pounds. You can look it up on the chart right now. You'll see like that peak at the top. That was after Schwartz's,
Montreal.
where I ate 3 pounds of smoked meat or whatever, and a whole lot of poutine and pizza and everything else. And then I came home and I was like, oh my God, this is rock bottom. And then you could see, I was like, I got my ass in gear because I knew we had BlackBerry DevCon coming up and we were having our CrackBerry App Awards party. So then I'm like, okay, had a goal. And, I started running and I dropped a bunch of weight and got pretty light again. I think I was almost back into the 180s there. Again, look at the chart. You can see it. And you can see my ups and downs and everything else. And you can probably tie them to conferences, to be honest, because then I travel and I fall off the bandwagon. So, tracking awesome because you kind of see your upper limits of like, that's it. I can't let this thing go any higher. And you have your goals of, okay, I need to get back to that. But it's interesting. But so, I love the data. But for things that are more complicated, like apps where I need to really manually record, here's what I'm eating, and it takes a lot of time and effort, it's going to fall off for me. What I really want to exist is an app where I can take a picture of my food, put something like a quarter or a toonie or a loonie or whatever is a consistent size beside the food. And then the camera is able to like base the portions roughly off of identification and the size. And I get that it's going to screw up dressings and invisible fats and all that, but that would be awesome.
Google goggles for food.
Exactly.
I would love an app that, like I always say, in order to do goal setting, work backwards. Like find out what you kind of want to achieve and then work backwards. I would love an app that would be able to do that I could say, you know what, I want to lose, 10 pounds and I want to do it mainly through diet and cardio. And this is, where I'm at. Tell me how many calories, like compared to how much I eat now, do I have to eat a day in order to reach that? That would be, for me, really helpful in that it would say, you know what, this is what you eat a day, this is what will happen. Like it's just plug and play, and then I just kind of follow it. I would use that. That would be effective for me.
Well, I have a secondary question. So, there's two facets to this. There's actual applications, and they have them for iPhone and iPad, for BlackBerry, for Android, for Windows Phone. It's a growing market. People are making these apps. They're making the accessories like the Jawbone Up, like the Fitbit. There's a lot to use, but our devices have a lot in them already. Like you have big screen Android phones that you can watch movies while you're on the treadmill. Kevin was just saying he was sending texts like while he was on the treadmill. You have music that you can take walking or running. So there's a lot of things that are those support, Georgia, or are those distractions, or a bit of both?
A little bit of distraction is okay as long as you're not going to stop doing your workout. Again, like the best way for me would have been like, if my phone will tase me if I stop running, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to keep on running. If it yelled at me, that would be kind of funny. I think that might work as well.
Keep running, fat ass! In George Takei's voice, that'd be fantastic. Oh my.
That might be scary. Or inspiring. I don't know. I guess it depends which way you feel about that. So, it can kind of go each way. If you can use it and you're not going to stop and it keeps you being distracted while you're through the pain because you're thinking about something else, or you're watching a video, or you're going to say, while I do this, I'm going to, like I used to watch, shows of people like working out and like, ZEN and other kind of things. And I found a lot of fun with that, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I'm, going to do my workouts to that because I found them inspiring. And
women who kick ass inspired Georgia to work out. I don't see the connection, but I'll believe you.
The same thing with music. Music is, it will help you work out a little bit harder, a little bit more. So, if your Eye of the Tiger might not work out for political campaigns, but it might work out for your workouts themselves. Hey, that's a great idea as well. Like, do you guys work out to music? Kevin, do you?
Yeah, I cranked Sexy and I Know It on repeat all the time. That's it.
There we go. You see, and did it make you work out harder?
Yeah, it makes you work out harder. My other favorite all-time song for working out is Rock Me Gently by Andy Kim. I'd recommend going to YouTube right now and just search for Rock Me Gently. I could sing it. Maybe that'll be my next video, actually. It's a classic oldie. Rene, can you pump it up?
Sing it a little bit, Kevin, for us, please.
I'll add it in post. I don't have the other machine ready.
Can you sing it though, Kevin? I don't know what it sounds like.
I need to start the do, and then it's like rock me gently, rock me slowly, take it easy, don't you know that I have never been loved like this before. Baby,
Oh.
baby, rock me gently. Hey, you just gotta go listen to Andy Kim. Just go look this stuff up.
Awesome. Yeah,
I can't wait.
Nickinson
That
put
was
the link in the
awesome.
chat
That
room.
for itself is something to watch.
I'm gonna put it in the chat right now, and you're gonna have to post edit this stuff
Yes,
in.
I will.
Now,
See, I like the traditional stuff though.
Phil is throwing down. He's got his own little YouTube video happening here with he's got the Rock Me Gently. And Phil, are you gonna post? I want to know. Did he see your video and is he gonna post his own?
I think he is.
We have to know.
Phil should do a Rock Me Gently because it's a brilliant video, and that goes back to actually. So again, I've got like a weird, as you might know, my brain. I don't know what happened. You know, some people say it's been hacked to death by Twitter.
You have a beautiful mind.
Something happened to it. I don't know. I blame my brothers probably dropping me when, my older brothers dropping me when I was a kid or something. But no, that Rock Me Gently song, that goes back to my earliest exercise memories of my mom driving me to swimming lessons when I was like, I don't know how old, 5, literally. And it would be playing in the car in our like Cutlass Supreme on 8-track or something like that. And it just like is burned into my brain. So when I think exercise, that song still comes back, and if I hear it, I'm just like, my brain is like, okay, you're ready to work out. I can just play it on repeat the whole time.
Phil says for the record that his video is rendering now.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So we'll put a link in the show notes because that soon should be ready. I like the traditional stuff. I do like the Rocky music and the the hard drive and exercising cliched. Yeah. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. That kind of stuff. That's just perfect.
You're a much better singer than me. Let's see your
please.
video, Rene. Come on. I saw the Amore video. You were awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
We're gonna do a video too. Believe me. We just wanted to see what you and Phil had to offer so we could top it.
Oh, well, I already took off my top, so I don't think you can take off your bottom.
Showgirls. Not on a family show. No.
Even today, we had to do a poll to see if that was like a postable video or not, and.
Yeah, everyone said no, so Kevin immediately posted it.
It's like, okay, that's good.
So, Georgia, I guess the last and the biggest question is, how do we make sure that we stick with this and succeed? How do we set attainable goals?
Well, I think that it should be small. You should think inside, like, don't think about, I only want to achieve something, a month away. You should make little tiny goals that you're going to achieve, for like each week, and then small goals that you're going to do each day. So every day I'm going to do like 2 days of, push-ups, sit-ups, and then I'm going to, deal with a certain thing. So you want to have little tiny goals that lead to a larger goal. If you deal with just the larger goal, it's way too far away and you're not going to notice that. That's the wonderful thing about the apps that we'll put a whole bunch of them in, is that they can track those little tiny goals if you're achieving them. And then, be proud of yourself as you go through it. I love the way Kevin dealt with it by being, having fun, enjoying it, making it something where you can really have fun with it.
Yeah.
And don't be too hard on yourself. Though for losing weight, just so that you guys know, it is so much easier to deal with what your intake is in comparison to try to work your way out of it. So
eat less donuts. Don't try to burn off the donuts.
I have a question.
Phil has a video. Oh, sorry. Go ahead with your question.
My question was, does like you were talking about self-conscious, right? And people going to the gym and people would rather work out at home. Like, you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
There's a self-consciousness out there. Is that related to age at all too? Because I find now I just don't care anymore what people think. But when I was younger, there's no way I would have done a video like that. And a day like today, I'm like, screw it. I would have, I just don't care anymore. I don't know why. Is that a normal
it all depends.
thing?
Some people get more self-conscious as they get older. Some people don't. It's strong. It's linked to your self-esteem. So if you're feeling really great, your self-esteem, you're feeling confident, then you will be less self-conscious. Now, again, like during our teenage years and when we're in high school, people are so hard on you, and social and peer pressure and what other people think matters so much more that's usually increased, and that goes down with age. But then again, if life is hitting you really hard and it's been a rough time, or if you were bugged and teased about weight or body image as, a child or teenager, that's going to be something that's really hard to do. So, it's hard, especially to do it in a way that's going to be like a public forum and people are going to say whatever comments they will, like the internet is. That takes a lot of self-esteem. So yeah, that's really cool.
Interesting.
Also in high school, you just discovered women, Kevin, so you had a lot more to lose.
I guess so, right? Maybe that's it now. That's like my approach to marriage, right? It's like, well, we've been dating so many years now. It's no longer like it's not even a thought anymore, right?
Yeah.
When you're younger, you're like, oh my God. Well, if we're going to go to the X-rated version of the show, we could, but we'll leave that out. But there's more anxiety.
That's the Valentine's
when you're
Day show. We'll have you back.
When you're younger, there's more anxiety about not that, but about like what happens maybe 9 months later if something goes wrong. And now it's like, yeah, sure, that sounds good.
Someone gets pregnant. Yes, you can say sex.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
okay.
my fear when you're younger. Now it's like, I'm old. That's cool. Marriage doesn't scare me anymore. Let's do it. Pick a ring.
We definitely go through some serious differences in issues. So for this, it's for everyone. So everyone participate. Do what you can. It does not have to be a huge goal. It can be just to live a little bit healthier, to add some veggies to your diet, and then track it, because we're going to be giving away a whole bunch of treats. What are you guys going to be doing?
Well, before we get to the treats, I just want to remind everyone that, Zen and Tech is not like one of our news shows. Georgia's done a bunch of episodes, and she's very deliberately set the foundation for things. So you can go back and listen to the breathing episode, the nutrition episode. There was actually an exercise episode, and I believe Georgia included things like dancing and vigorous sex in her exercise episode. So there's a wide range of subjects that you can choose from.
Video of it. Just
Yeah, there's no video of that show. That was an audio only show. But I'm saying there's a lot of stuff for you to choose from, and you want to listen to those old shows. And Super Functional, we're going to be doing an episode of Super Functional just for the challenge, just for the fitness month.
I think if you want to have the number one podcast on the internet, video podcast specifically, just call it Vigorous Sex, and that's it. You win.
Wait for the Valentine's Day show, Kevin.
We win the internet after that.
You win the internet award. That's it. You now own the internet.
Georgia just writes, she scrawls pwned across her screen and walks away.
So here's my goals for the month. So my big problem is sugar. I'm like a sugar addict. Can I just grab something quick? 1 second. I'll be back in 10 seconds. I'll show you what I have to throw out.
Sure. But that was a good point too, Georgia. You mentioned that previously. I mean, you could just get rid of drinking sugary beverages for a month, or get rid of eating junk food.
Yeah, and again, if you want a really easy way to lose weight, like dropping any sugar drinks is like 15 pounds a year.
Oh my goodness. Kevin's got a robot head.
No, that's not a robot.
Oh.
That's a candy machine. And,
sweet.
And
sorry.
It's a problem. It's not sweet. It is sweet, but you see, like, I like sugar because I think it gives my, Rene, it gives me that energy that I like to have for you guys to make sure you're all working hard.
Yeah.
But that's a problem. So I need to kill sugar out of my life because it's evil. And if you do it for like a few days.
It's really evil, though. Can I say sugar gets a really bad rap? It's not evil.
Sugar
it's not evil. It does not actually make you excessively anxious. It's fast to burn, and because of that, it does not, you'll go through a drop after because it's burned so quickly.
And then you'll want to eat more, and then more.
It's a small carbohydrate, so it gets broken down so much easier than a longer based carbohydrate. But again, within moderation, Kevin, don't completely go without sugar, because again, diets that will have more of a chance to stick sugar, but will be ones that you're not completely cutting out all of the things that you enjoy.
Right. So, my only thing is if I kill the sugar for a bit and, I get skinnier in my face right away, like water retention, sugar and salt. As soon as I kind of drink lots of water, get that out, have fruit juice or I like juicing. I love the juice. I make my vegetable juice daily or whenever I can.
Okay. But, can I tell you something about the fruit juice though?
How about not fruit juice? How about I do veggie juice? I don't really do fruit juice. I do carrots, ginger, lemon.
But isn't every carbohydrate essentially taken by your body the same way?
Yeah, there's as much sugar in orange juice as there is in Coke.
Right. I don't do orange.
It's just the other stuff in it might be better for you than the acid and caramel in the Coke.
What's your take on all this corn syrup stuff, Georgia? Because it's in everything, and things it shouldn't be.
Yeah, high content fructose is not as good for us. Basic regular sugar is definitely better. There is a link between that and the rates of obesity because it makes us crave it more. The studies are still out as to how much, and we're trying to get rid of it. There's Rene, you had found some natural sugar.
I use only natural sugar from the islands, man. Nice and crisp.
Raw sugar is not, again, that raw sugar stuff. It's just added. They take the sugar out and then they just stick the molasses back in. The coloring, it's not real.
No, this is real raw sugar.
It's not. Okay. Anyways.
What about that syrupy stuff? The agave syrup instead?
Yeah, again, sugar is sugar. Like, I'm sorry, our body
Am I
is
just
not.
a sucker for things? I buy shake weights on TV and I buy whatever the
But your body
nutrition
needs
store-
some sugar. Your
can't believe you
brain
bought
needs
the
some
shake
sugar.
weight.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, oh my God, it's
Can
the
I just
shake
say,
weight.
wiggle, 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 wiggle.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna be on an infomercial. You just watch. I'm gonna get
Phil's
all
video
ripped.
is in the chat room.
Oh, Phil's video is up. But yeah, so sugar is sugar. Our body does not actually know the difference. If the sugar is increased with fat, we absorb it a little bit slower. So that's why people that have diabetes, they'll have like, they can have milk. There's sugar, a good deal of sugar in milk, not too much. But there's also fat in it, which makes our body absorb it less. So for diabetes, but in the end, our body can't tell the difference between sugar that was from a banana, an orange, or from a Pepsi.
So just
sugar is
moderation.
bad.
Although again, I will say that the stuff.
Child juice, and that's okay, even if it's 100% fruit. No, I'm sorry. People will hate me for that, but
They hate you.
Okay,
already.
I got more questions. What's one I want to know? What's your take on nutritional supplements? But let's go with the varying degrees here. So starting with your basic, assuming you eat a decent amount of vegetables and meat, fish a couple times a week, that kind of thing.
okay.
What would you take? Basic vitamins? Is it all just industry right now? What's your take? What do we need? What do we don't need to spend money on? Because you can spend hundreds of dollars a month on protein powders and vitamins and coenzyme Q10s. And if you want to get the muscular, you can buy the NO Explode and every
Creatine.
pre-workout, post-workout, during workout,
All those joint
while
building
you're
compounds.
sleeping, while you're taking a crap, proteins. Like, what do I need to spend money on or not?
Okay, if you are eating a healthy diet, a well-rounded healthy diet, you are not trying to build an excessive amount of mass in which you would need a ton of protein, which is really hard to actually get from food. Nothing. You need nothing. You don't even need vitamins. If you eat healthy, your blood is within the natural range. 0, 0, 0, 0. If you are eating, you're trying to, again, you're going to want to cut fat if you're going to want to try to increase your body mass because you want to, but you don't have to cut fat. The only reason why people say cut fat is because it carries more calories per spoonful. So if I'm eating a spoonful of butter, there's going to be more calories in that than a spoonful of, something that's a shorter
Cottage cheese.
carb, cottage cheese or anything else. That's the only reason why people even say that. But in the end, calories. I could gain weight eating carrots if I so wished. But if I eat a healthy diet, I'm getting everything in my body. You don't actually need anything. And nothing has actually been proven to help you lose weight. Like all of this stuff with cookie diets and, protein diets.
Cabbage diets.
There are certain things
Paleo diets.
There's certain things that we eat that kind of take a little bit more to digest. But in the end, it's so infinitesimal in comparison to the amount of effort that it goes into producing it that you're not going to stick to it and you're not going to enjoy it. So no, you don't need anything. If you're trying to build a massive amount of muscle, then you might want to choose some protein powder to have to deal with that. But besides that, nothing.
So here's a question, because we talked about calories. So this might be for another show, but I'm going to ask you because you're very knowledgeable, Georgia. So I'm going to throw something at you. I don't know if this is a Kevin theory. It's probably a proper written theory, but I kind of feel in a healthy human that the calorie thing is a little bit of a BS thing, in the sense that now it's a range. It's kind of like my Wi-Fi scale where it keeps you in a range when you think calories and that. But basically, the reason people have metabolisms and is to basically ramp up and down as necessary. So if my baseline weight is, I need to eat 2,300 calories a day, and I eat 2,700 that day, it's not like that night while I'm sleeping, all of a sudden I'm gaining those 400 grams of extra calories as weight. In a healthy body, my metabolism just ramps up and burns it off. And when I was a kid, I could eat 43,000 calories a day and lose weight. And it wasn't that I was even playing that much, outside burning off this energy. I was just healthy, young, and skinny, and my metabolism would go and burn off anything. Now, as you get older and more sedentary and the metabolism quits working the same, now the calorie equation becomes super important, because it's if you do eat too much, it sticks to you. So what I want to do is not so much count calories. I want to get my body working so that metabolism's firing again and just ramps off and burns everything off. So what do I have to do for that? Is that just crazy amounts of exercise, or is it what?
Yeah. Well, to actually increase your metabolism, the more that you exercise, the higher your body is going to burn. The more muscle mass that you have, of course, muscles use up more calories. So,
Right.
I remember my brother always telling me, well, once you gain muscles, then you're going to get fat after. No, muscle doesn't turn into fat. But
Oh,
muscle
that happened
uses
to
up.
me though.
No,
But
but you
not
see, it's
not that it had turned
misnomer.
into fat. It's just that I lost the muscle mass and now it's
Well, yeah, but then you keep on eating the same. So someone, again, building up muscle takes up a lot of energy. Working out like that type of way takes a lot, and then the muscle mass takes up a lot of energy. Then you stop, but your metabolism is still really, really hungry. So you'll keep on eating the same amount as if you are working out, but you're not working out anymore. So where do all those extra calories go? Not that night, but eventually, if you keep on eating an extra, even 50 calories a day, you eat that all the
so.
time. That
So if you
builds
watch my
up into
video
being
I
a
posted
pound
today,
now and then.
if you watch my video I posted today, that would be the explanation for what you're seeing is just that. It's like he used to work out quite a bit, didn't work out as much because he got busy, kept eating like he was hungry because he worked out all the time.
Right.
Damn.
Stephen from the chat
Sucks.
room is saying that your metabolism spikes after a meal, then drops down, but it depends on the type of food.
Oh,
Well, if
don't
you
listen
want
to that guy, Steven. I was in an argument on
to
BBM with him the other night.
a
He's in my
BBM fight,
midst right
ooh,
now.
There's also something
Yeah,
that
so I really think Research in Motion should just rename the company to BlackBerry. And he's trying to tell me, no, it's not a good
no,
idea.
they
to
should.
do it.
They really
so now we
should.
can't listen
They
to
should have
anything.
done it. They should have done it a decade
Yes.
ago, and there would be way more consumer love for them. So unlike say
Yeah.
Palm, when Palm was dying, everybody's like
Yes.
rooting for Palm in the U.S. because there was a real consumer connection there. A company called Research in Motion RIM has no consumer connection, especially coming from enterprise moving into consumer. They should have done it years ago and built up some love. There's
Right.
no kidding. There's no love for them when they go through the hard times because they never built it
Right.
up soon enough.
I'm good
So they
on-
might as well try to start now. But don't listen to that guy Steven says. Bottom line, let's keep talking about.
All right. So the other thing that people in chat room are saying, like, should you eat more often to keep your metabolism high? And there's a lot of different opinions about this. And we've talked about it before on previous shows, and it really depends on your specific metabolism. People aren't all the same. We're not cookie cutters. We have all sorts of different genetics and ancestry. And for some people, eating frequently is fantastic. And for other people, it doesn't seem to work well. So the important thing is to test it, see if it works for you. If it does work, keep doing it. If it has horrifying results, don't keep doing it just because someone told you to. Try something else.
Right. And the best thing to do is to eat, like you want to keep your blood sugar drops, you become intensely hungry and you're going to want to engorge on things. So you want to try to keep your blood sugar as level as you can. That's why having sugar is not a great thing in that way because it burns so quickly. You get the high, then you get the low, and then you want to eat something else that's sugary. The same thing with, carbs that are not kind of complex. So eating a little bit through the day is so much better. Please, all those people that have been taught to eat everything on their plate for starving children in Africa, you don't eat it. It goes into your body instead of into the garbage. Don't treat your body like a garbage. If you feel bad for people that are starving, then send it to them. But don't eat it because of that. That guilt type of eating, that's not going to work.
I'm going to call
as
my
well.
mama
It's a
after this podcast and yell at her because I heard that for years.
No,
it's
it's
a
so true,
horrible
though.
habit. It's a horrible, horrible habit because you're not listening to your own body if you're hungry or not. You're eating out of guilt. And I hate that. That upsets me to no end when I see people have to do that. And whenever
Okay, I
see
got a
people
question.
finishing a meal, hate that.
How do I deal with Miss Crackberry's Italian parents who are manja, manja, manja? And the food
Yeah.
is freaking awesome. That's the thing. I don't really want to stop eating. I just want to keep manjaing.
You want to manja forever.
I
You
want to
have to
manja
get-
forever.
Yeah, you have to make a choice. I always say just a little bit to every single part because they'll give you so much more than what you expect. Just eat a little bit, but in the end, you have the choice of offending, but just don't do that all the time, or just eating the food. But if you're trying to actually eat healthy, let them know. Let them know that you're eating healthy.
Easy.
Unfortunately, with
Easy
Italian
for you to
culture,
say, come to Winnipeg and I'll take you to Sunday lunch and you try to quit eating.
Okay,
It's hard. That's a hard pressure
I'm in
to
the
fight.
exact same culture. I'm in the exact same situation as you. So completely, I totally get that.
And
In the
so is
Italian
Phil,
culture,
by the way. He
food
says
is
that.
love. If they're not stuffing you filled with food, they're not loving you. And if you're not eating the food, it's like the total amount of disrespect.
So hard.
So I get that completely. I
It's so
understand.
hard.
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
Tell them you're
Damn.
very, very sick every time you're there. I'm very sick.
So I'm really craving Burger King right now because my blood sugar's low because I didn't really eat lunch. So what should I do right now? Because I'm kind of fearing that the second we hang up, I'm going into the car to the BK drive-through. Whopper cheese poutine
that's
combo
so
with a
funny
Coke.
because one of my clients was like, "We're at McDonald's.
And I had it
you want
last
something?"
night because
I'm
I said,
like,
"Oh, the fitness
yes.
competition's starting, so I'm gonna say farewell to health."
We'll start tomorrow.
Start tomorrow. Hey, enjoy life.
Well, that's the important thing. Like even in Georgia's outline for the Mobile Nations Fitness February, she said that even if you're eating really well, if you give up something for a week, have that cheat day because you have to give yourself that little release, or it's just going to become an uncontrollable need.
Yeah, enjoy.
I just
Enjoy
for
the act.
3 hours a day.
Kevin's going to have every cheat day.
3 hours a day cheat, and then the rest.
Each video, Kevin's getting larger. We're like, what's up with that?
Well, we are not going to end.
I win.
This podcast.
We're going to bring it to a close tonight, but we're going to do an episode of Super Functional in 2 weeks, and we're going to do a big Mobile Nations finale at the end of February, so you can go along with us and kind of measure how you're doing. Not measure it, but just stay motivated. Kevin to me is that little squirrel at the end of Over the Hedge when he drinks the Jolt Cola and time itself stops. You
have to put that video in, and we have to risk getting sued for that.
Yeah. So and like the world just stops around him because he is going so fast, and he is keeping us all going with this. It's going to be a fantastic month, and we're going to have Kevin. It's not just this we're going to have tons of fitness content on the sites, right?
Yeah, no, that's my plan, right? We introduced fitness months. Now it's doing lots of app reviews, lots of accessory reviews, doing some thought pieces, talking to the community. Like, I'm curious to see
treats. What about the treats? Can we talk about treats?
We'll do some prizes. I mean, you guys have lots you're giving away on Amore.
Yes.
What are you giving away? I haven't thought about it on CrackBerry.
An iPod Nano every week to help you with your exercise, and the grand prize is going to be, and this we stole completely from you, an IOU for an iPad 3.
That's a lot of stuff. How do people win these amazing prizes?
Just by participating, by being we have a brand new health and fitness forum just for this event. Just go in there and participate. Share what you're doing. Share your successes. Share your failures. Just don't stop. Renzo Gracie, really famous fighter, once said that the difference between a white belt and a black belt is that a black belt is a white belt who never quit. And I really believe that. As long as you don't quit, you will succeed. So it's exactly that community engagement. We want to be with our community. We want everyone to succeed at this.
And have fun doing it.
Yes.
Rock and roll. Let's rock and roll this.
Rim's rock and rolling BlackBerry. We're going to rock and roll fitness and health.
Woo! Like it's 1986.
Okay. All right.
Meet you guys all at Burger King.
Kevin,
don't.
Where can we find out more about you, Kev?
I don't know. We got a new Who We Are page up on mobilenations.com. People could check out. Then they can find links back to all of us, I think. Crackberry.com, CrackBerry Kevin on the Twitter. That's probably enough. I'm on Google+, but I don't quite understand it yet.
Phil's doing it for you.
I'm still slow. Phil's our Google+ guy.
I need to see Phil's video.
And Georgia, where can we find out more about you?
You can find me on zenandtech.tv, on Twitter at Georgia Tippy, and on imore.com.
And you can find me on imore.com, at mobilenations.com. Phil and the Android Central people are at androidcentral.com. Daniel Rubino and WP Central at wpcentral.com. Derek Kessler and the WebOS Nation at webosnation.com. The entire Mobile Nations is motivated. We're getting out there. Like I said, we're getting off our apps, and we are going to get this done.
And send much love to Kevin and Phil for their videos and for doing it, because it takes a lot of guts.
Yes.
You guys are next. Get those guts done.
We're doing them.
Want to see them.
All right, everyone. We will see you next week. Until then, Kevin out.
Kevin out.
Nice.
Bye.
That was fun.